Namaste, welcome. So we have another really chilly evening here in London. So I hope I warm up. Let's come to our mats. Having what you need for your practice, whether that's a low footstool, a low chair, blocks or large blocks. The purpose is to try and bring the earth up towards us so that we're not always reaching so far towards the earth itself. Our practice is a root-based practice today. So the Muladhara chakra is really grounding practice, a rooting practice, and we'll expand on why I'm bringing this earth element into our practice today as we progress through. Now come into your Sakasana, your easy, comfortable seat. Perhaps you're sitting on a block, a folded blanket, or a cushion with your legs crossed. And if you find that your knees are quite high up, you can always place a rolled up blanket or cushions under each knee. The mudra we're going to take to start our practice is Bhumi Sparsha, Bhumi Sparsha mudra. So with our left hand, let's bring the palm face up and bring it down towards our lap. The right fingertips or right palm on the earth. Or you can have your right hand on your right knee, fingers pointing down. So yogi's choice what you do with your right hand, left palm face up. This is the earth connecting mudra. The left palm is the sense of receiving, of welcoming in. The right palm is drawing up the strength from the earth, the solidity of the earth, the resilience, the firmness, all the qualities of the earth that we associate with the planet itself, and how we would translate that into an energy for us. We're all made of each of these elements. We're focusing on the principle of Asteya, working through the yam and niyam, the 10 principles and ethics of yoga to guide us in relationship to ourselves, in relationship to others. And we're starting off with this focus of Asteya, which is part of the yam section, our relationship with others. As you sit here with Bhumi Sparsha mudra, right hand on the earth or on your knee, left palm face up, crown lifting. Have the sense that you're grounded through the sit bones. Really feel that connection of the right palm and the right knee, or the right palm and the earth. Sitting here at ease, beginning to recognize that we have enough for our needs, that we are enough. There is no expectation that we need to live up to. We are enough just as we are. So this is really a centering practice. So when we are in that place of knowing that we are enough, we have enough, we do not need to crave or desire or seek out things which do not belong to us, things that we have no right to claim or take or steal or appropriate. In this season, as we're approaching Christmas, a season for giving, for generosity, for sharing. To remember this, that we have enough already, that everything we need is within us. Three full breaths here, drawing the breath right down into that left palm. Drawing the breath up through the right arm and then down into the left palm, creating this circuit here of a connection between you and the earth. When we are in this place of being, of acceptance, there's no need to take on more. There's no need to rush. There's no need to acquire more. Asteya is the principle of not taking ideas, thoughts, objects, traditions, cultures, land, people, resources. It is a principle of not taking time away from ourselves, taking time away from our family, taking time away from others. It's about honoring the time and energy that we make for ourselves and that we offer to others. Rather than going into a place of deficit, we move into a place of appreciation, of value. Bringing your hands together in Namaskar at the heart center, opening our practice of Asteya, generosity, of having enough, of being enough. Inhale fully to prepare for Om. 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 Hands to the eyebrow center, namaste. And welcome, yogis. So thank you very much for joining me in our practice today. Continuing with this Threads of Yoga series, the sutra or the golden threads that help to lay the foundations of yoga, rooted in ethics to self and to others. And knowing that these ethics are in an attempt to have healthy, balanced relationships that are based on justice and equity between ourselves, with one another, but also that we have a sense of fairness, generosity, and acceptance to the self. Let's start by removing our cushion or block if you have one beneath you. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. And let's take a few moments to rub the ankles and massage the feet here. So connect with the sole of our foot. This also helps to warm up those of us who are Vata and at the moment have purple fingernails because we're so cold. And then coming to a stop, let's thread our arms underneath our lower legs. So you might have your hands underneath your lower legs. You might fold a little bit more forward and bring your forearms onto the earth. So come to where you are, recognizing your boundaries and not trying to take away from your sense of connection to your body, your sense of appreciation of your body. And then allow your head, neck, shoulders to soften. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Feel the connection between your hands and the earth. We're drawing up the security and the stability of the earth. When we are secure in relationship with this self, with the earth, with others, then we can be in a place of trust rather than a place of lack, a place of fulfillment and abundance rather than a place of emptiness and grasping, needing, wanting. On your next breath, as you inhale, slide your hands back towards your body. Let's cross the right leg over the left knee. So slide your right foot across. Now, if you're not comfortable here in this variation of Ardha Matsyendrasana, you can extend that left leg. So think about how you feel here. So set yourself up first. Connect with the fingertips to the earth. Lift your crown, lengthen your spine. Reach up. And then as you exhale, take the right hand behind you. This left arm can hug in the right knee, or you can take the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Bring your finger, your ring finger and your thumb to touch. And gaze over your right shoulder. So ring finger and thumb connected is Prithvi Mudra, Prithvi, the earth element. Breathing deeply into your abdomen here. One more full breath here. Inhale, and then as you exhale, turn to center, counter twist all the way over to the left. Perhaps you gaze down. Inhaling back to center. Let's uncross this right leg. So fold in the left leg. Bring both soles of the feet together again. And this time we're going to move into butterfly pose. So we move from what we call tortoise pose, Asan, into Baddha Konasana. So you can take hold of your toes. Lengthen here. Open out through your knees and then exhale and begin to reach forward with your heart space. Keep your gaze lifted today. Take your gaze to about 1 meter in front of you. So we want to open across the heart, stay open across the shoulder. Draw the shoulder blades down so your sternum, the breastbone, feels long. Three, 4 breaths here. And mantra for today, Om Asteya Param Dharma. May my path be a path of honoring, of appreciating, of abundance, rather than one of lack or taking or sense of envy or jealousy that may come from not having enough, not sensing that we have enough. One more breath, release your hands, straightening up. So this time let's take the right foot under and take the left leg over. Again, if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can extend the right leg first and then cross over with the left foot. Yogi's choice. And then lengthen, again, open across the heart, ground down through the sit bones, place your fingertips on the earth. When you're ready, draw your arms up. Exhale over to the left, hug in that left knee or take the elbow to the outside of the left knee and bring the thumb and ring finger of your right hand to touch. Om Asteya Param Dharma. Om Asteya Param Dharma. Om Asteya Param Dharma. One more breath. Inhale, center, and then exhale all the way over to the right. Back to center. Take a moment here. And then let's swing the left leg to the side here. So now we have this sort of zigzag shape. So what we want to do is we're going to come into a little twist here, known as deer pose, or kind of, it's just a twist. So your right shin is parallel to the edge of your mat and your left shin is parallel to the short. So for me, it's the long side and the short side. If you look down, you'll have a triangle here. Your left foot will be somewhere towards your left hip. Lengthen again here. You can place your fingertips on the earth. And as you exhale, let's turn over to the right here. So now you can be in any place here. You can stay quite high up. You can come down towards the earth and bring your eyebrows center to rest on the earth. You can bring your eyebrows center to rest on the back of your hands. And then notice where you feel this. So you feel this in your hips, this connection with the earth, whichever variation of this twist you're in, whether you're higher or lower. Just here for a moment or two, not for very long. And then directly from here, we're going to transition into Cobra. So reach out behind your legs and come onto your abdomen here. So just slide your right leg long and away from yourself. Bring your forearms onto the earth. This is Salamba Bhujangasana, or known as Sphinx. Now press your pubic bone into the earth. Really feel the connection of the earth with your big toe, tops of your feet. If this feels too intense, remember you can take your elbows further apart. You could always come down in crocodile, Makrasana. So that means bringing your eyebrow center to the back of your hands. Not here for long. Lengthen through your sternum. So just like the snake sheds its skin that it no longer needs, we let go and release patterns of behavior or thinking that contribute towards craving, needing, searching, that sense of unsatisfaction that we might feel. One more breath here. Now we're going to move into the twist onto the other side. So bring your elbows in towards you, come up onto your knees, come up onto your hands. And then bring your left knee up towards your right hand and bring your sit bone to the earth. And then bring your right heel to. So you'll be facing the other side of your mat, but you'll have exactly the same pose. So you'll have a zigzag. I'll turn and face you so you can see. So that your left foot is on your right knee, the right heel is somewhere near your right hip. You have this triangle here between the left leg and the right thigh. And then we're going to turn over to the left this time. Again, lengthen first, and then you can stay up. Start walking your hands away, and then come to the angle that feels comfortable and sustainable for you. You can come directly to the earth. You can have your eyebrow center on the earth. You can have your eyebrow center on the backs of your hands. You'll be experiencing this in your right hip. And you'll feel the connection with your left hip and the earth. You'll be pressing on your lower abdomen. So higher up, you'll have more space for your abdomen. Lower down, you'll have less space for your abdomen. Again, we're only here for a few moments. Asteya Param Dharma. This principle of not taking from others, not taking more than we need. So when we think about the season of abundance that's coming up for some of us, knowing that is a season when others may not have as much as we do. And so therefore, thinking about how we can take less resource for ourselves so that others have more available to them. One more breath here. And again, we're going to come back into this Sphinx-like pose. Come onto your forearms and then straighten through your right leg. Reach back with your left leg so you transition seamlessly into Salamba Bhujangasana. And again, take the variation that works for you. And now you'll be facing the same direction that you were in. I'm facing a different direction because I swapped around from my back to the camera. Three breaths here. Learning to sit in this place of the present moment. This is where you are learning to appreciate and value your time rather than seeking to go into the next moment. And what we do when we rush through life, when we charge through all of the things that we do, we end up stealing time away from ourselves, stealing away the moments of savoring, of enjoying, of being still, being calm. One more breath here. And again, walk your hands back towards you. Come up onto your knees. Take your knees as wide as your mat. Big toes to touch. Come into child's pose, wide-legged balasana. Reach forward with your fingertips so that your palms are connected with the earth. And you feel a stretch underneath your armpits. Your eyebrow center can be on the earth, on a cushion, or slightly lifted, depending on how you feel here. The earth element is located in the Muladhara, the root chakra at the perineum or the base of the spine. This is what grounds us and roots us to the earth. So when we want to be in a place of abundance, we need to feel safe, secure, stable. We have no need to take from others when we already accept that we have enough. That there is not scarcity in our hearts and minds or in our relationships, but abundance. This abundance is abundance of love, of care, of friendship, which fulfills you. One more breath, and then let's press through our hands, rise up, untuck your toes, tuck your toes rather, and let's rise up into mountain Parvatasana. Walk through your feet here. Pedaling here, swaying your hips before you come into stillness. I'm going to turn around so that I'm the same direction as you. Let's take a moment here in mountain. Feeling solid, stable, certain of the support that the earth is offering you. That this steadiness you have here, this stability you have here, is something that you can fall back on in times when you doubt what you have, when you crave more. One more breath. And then let's bring our left knee to the earth and step forward with the right foot between our hands. So again, remember this practice, we don't do Surya Namaskars, the sun practice, because we don't want to burn up our energy. We are trying to pace our energy, work within our energy, and know that we have an abundance of energy. We don't have to always use it. We can Save it. Protect it. Fingertips on the earth. Inhale here. One breath. Rising up. Let's take our hands behind our back and interlace our fingers. Draw your hands down towards the earth. And really sink into that right hip crease. Might feel a little wobbly here. Keep drawing your Yoga Mudra down towards the earth. Press into that right foot, the top of the left foot. Pad that left knee if you wish. One more breath. And then let's release the hands. Tuck that left toe, lift that left leg, and begin to rotate your body over to the right. So we're going to come into Skandasana here. So some of you who've practiced with me regularly will know Skandasana. Skandasana is where we have our right knee bent and we're kind of leaning into it. So you might be a little bit higher. You might be on the ball of your right foot and sitting on the heel there. Left leg is extended. Your fingertips can be on the earth. You can also place your footstool underneath you here and sit on your low footstool or some large blocks or anything that helps to bring up the earth towards you. If you don't have anything, you can come directly onto the earth with your sit bone. So there's three places you can be. You can be here seated on the earth with this right knee bent, left leg extended. Balanced on the ball of that right foot. Or you might be a little bit higher with your fingers on the earth. So find the place that you want to be at. And I would kind of urge you come down closer to the earth where you are able to, because actually being a little bit higher feels really intense on that right leg. Flex that left foot. Keeping your right fingertips on the earth, bring the left palm here to the middle. So this is why it will help if you're a little bit, if you are a little bit higher, it might feel like too far to reach down. Being lower to the ground will help. So coming back into our Bhumi Sparsha. Take a moment here. Now this is your option, yogis. You can lift your right hand, depending on how wobbly you feel, and reach up and over. But remember, it's all about how you feel. If you feel too wobbly, stay where you are. You could be sitting on your sit bones here, left palm again, curled up, and then you can probably reach over a little bit more comfortably. Thumb and ring finger together in Prithvi. Or you keep your right hand on the earth. You'll be in different places wherever you are. And I know you're working here quite hard. Let's take one more moment here. If you feel wobbly like I do, find something to balance on. One breath here. And then let's walk all the way across the mat to come onto the left foot here. So again, you could be high up. This time we will bring the right palm and then take the left arm over. That feels for me too awkward. You can be sitting on your left heel, fingertips on the earth, sitting on the floor or on a block or a low footstool. I know what my dog's doing. And then when you're ready, flex that right foot. Bring the right palm so that it's cupped. This left hand can stay on the earth, or you can reach up and slightly over. It's a variation of Skandasana. One more breath. And then let's release. Turn over onto your left leg. Bring that right knee to the earth. So now we have our left foot between our hands, right knee on the earth. Your right toes can be tucked or untucked. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach behind. Now you'll cross your fingers automatically one way, then recross them the other way so that you have a different twist. What's happened here? My fingers falling. So that it feels as if you're missing a digit. And if you need to pad that right knee, please do. So when we talk about taking and not taking, we're not just talking about things and objects. We're also talking about energy. The things are intangibles in life. So taking away people's confidence, taking away people's sense of self-esteem. When we undermine others, when we get cross and grumpy and we just lash out at others, we affect how they feel. We take away from them their peace of mind, their sense of self. So Asteya, as a fundamental principle, relates to how we respect and value the sense of wellness, sense of peace that others may have, the sense of justice they may have. One more here. And then let's release the hands, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and let's step back in mountain. Savoring your practice today. Noticing how you feel in body, mind, and breath. Not needing anything more, because this is sometimes the hardest part, is to do a practice and then feel like you're not doing very much. Some practice, lots of yoga is very fast-paced. It's like one asana to the next, and not really staying in each asana or just savoring that moment. This is about our relationship to time and our relationship to energy. One more breath here. And then let's walk our hands all the way back towards our feet. Take a moment here. Allow your head to hang heavy. As you inhale, then unfill your spine one vertebrae at a time so you come up to standing. Turn around so you're in the middle of your mat. Standing in Tadasana. Lift your toes, place them on the earth one by one. Bend into your knees. Open out your heart. Draw your shoulder blades down, lift your crown. Feel the connection between your feet, all four corners of the feet. All of the places where your feet connect. So the only thing that's lifted off the earth are the inner arches of your feet. One breath here. Now from here, as we inhale, we're going to rise. So let's bring our left palm to our lower abdomen. This right hand, thumb to ring finger. So when we're not at the earth, we connect the thumb and the ring finger. So in that sense, we're replicating that connection with the earth through our body. As you inhale, come onto the ball of your feet and lift this right arm up. And gently extend over to the left. As you exhale, sweep this arm around. And then again, as you circle up, coming up onto the balls of your feet. As you circle down and in front of you, coming back onto your heels. So moving here as we rise up with our breath, rise up with our arm, release the heels as we release the breath. And we'll do one more time because I think that will take us, I don't know, 5 or 6. And then releasing, coming back down to the earth. Again, come back into mountain. Lift your toes, place your toes on the earth. And we're going the other way. So let's bring our right palm up to our lower abdomen. Ring and thumb on the left hand together. As we inhale, come up onto the balls of our feet, reach up with our arm, and then taking it across and releasing the heels and the hand towards the earth. So we're circling up to rise. So and keep doing that with your breath. And what we're representing here, because all of the asanas, all of the poses that we move through during our yoga practice are representing a principle, an ethic, or representing how we move with energy. So we're guiding energy. So here we're noticing that even when we reach up, it shows that we can sometimes feel unstable, but by being rooted to the earth through our toes, we can expand and we have enough. This circle represents that we have enough. The earth represents, the connection with the earth represents that we are always rooted in enoughness. When you finish the next one, coming to stillness back into your mountain. Take a moment and then let's step out with our legs wide. Open out with our arms, Thalasana star pose. Draw your shoulder blades together. Reach out behind your hands, interlace all your fingers. Draw your Yoga Mudra hands down towards the earth. You can also take hold of opposite elbows, yogi's choice. Toes are pointing forward so that the weight is being distributed to the outer edges of your feet. As you exhale, bend into your knees gently and hinge forward halfway. Crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Let's be here for a moment. And then exhale all the way with our crown down towards the earth, hands up towards the sky, or perhaps holding our elbows. Have a bend in your knees if you are noticing that you are locking out your knees. One more breath here. Release your hands, bring them down towards the earth so you can have a connection with your hands on the earth. Otherwise, you can take hold of your legs or have blocks or a footstool, or you can take hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. That's your index and middle finger wrapped underneath the big toe and thumb on the top of the big toe. And if you have your hands and your feet, draw out your elbows so that you can draw your crown closer to the earth. So your connection now is with your hands on the earth, on your blocks, on your low footstool, your legs, or your big toes. One more breath. Release your left hand. Keep your hand on your right leg, whether it's on the calf, or the thigh, or your foot, or your big toe. And then let's turn that right foot towards the top of the mat. We're going to come into Trichonus and triangle pose. So your hand will be somewhere on your leg, wherever it is on your leg. It could be connected with your foot. We want to maintain a connection between the right hand and some part of our body. Left hand can be reaching up. Again, thumb and ring finger connected in Prithvi. You can always have your left hand on your hip. Yogi's choice. One more breath. Maintaining that connection with your right leg. Let's bring this left hand down towards the earth. Turn the right foot back towards the long edge of the mat. And then again, reach out with both hands connected with your legs, with the earth or your foot. I'm going to do the same on the left side. So wherever your hand is, on your leg, your foot, then begin to turn your left foot towards the top of the mat. If you need to shuffle your right foot in, shuffle it in a little bit. And then let's draw this right arm across our body to reach up or bring it to our right hip. And adjust yourself as you need. So if you need to come up a little bit higher, check that this knee is not locked so that there's a soft bend in it. One more breath. And then let's turn that left foot to the center. Hands back to the earth. Heel toe your feet closer together until you're ready to come down into Malasana Yogi Squat. Again, you have the option of sitting on your blocks, your low footstool, or directly on the earth. I'm so cold still that my rings are falling off my fingers because my skin has just shriveled up. So you could be in this variation of Malasana where you've got your sit bones directly on the earth. And then you know what we're going to do. We're going to bring our left palm into this cup, palm facing up. This right hand again is going to reach up and over to the left. Om Asteya Param Dharma. I do not need to rob myself of my vulnerability, my deep relationships or moments of joy that I experience. I can be right where I am and savor them. Bring the right hand, let's cup the right palm and reach up and over with the left arm. I recognize that there are boundaries between me and others, and that these boundaries are healthy. They're not based on taking from one another. They're based on equality, of sharing, of respect. There's not an imbalance in these relationships. One isn't giving more than the other. One isn't taking more than the other. And we broaden that from the microcosm of our personal relationships to our relationships with our community, to our relationships with those who are not in our immediate community. Perhaps they are globally. So this idea that we take resource from developing nations to enrich our nations, that we do that by creating environmental disintegration in other lands, it's taking. That is not the principle of Asteya. One more breath. Let's bring the hands down to the earth. If you're not already on the earth, bring your sit bones down to the earth. My thighs. We're going to come onto the earth in a moment. So what I'm going to invite you to do is to extend your right leg long first. Bring the left foot into the right thigh. Really bring that heel in as far as you can in towards you, depending on how much space you have there. Strengthen, lengthen, and strengthen here. So strengthen your legs. So hug in the muscles towards the bones and then lengthen your spine. So you're grounding down with your lower body and you're lifting up with your higher body. Now you see that right foot over there. We're going to slide this right hand along this leg until we get to a point where we're happy to be at, where we're content, where we have a sense of satisfaction. So it might be at the knee, it might be down towards the big toe. Bring the left hand to your Prithvi Mudra and then reach up and over. And then let's scoop the hand around into 3 circles so that you feel this extension along the left side. And then let's stop here when we're reaching over with our left hand. Some of us may have more space so that we can reach up and over. Some of us may be in the air like me. One more breath. Release that left hand to the earth. Release this right hand, slide it up your legs. Give yourself a little massage. And then let's go the other way. Fold in the right foot. Extend the left leg long. Tuck in that right heel. And if you want to sit on a block, you're invited to sit on a block or a folded cushion. So let's lengthen, ground down. So strengthen through this lower body. Hug in the knee muscles. Just visualize mentally that you're doing that in your mind's eye. So just imagine you're hugging in your thigh muscles to this thigh bone, your calf muscles to the shin. Lengthen, slide that left hand down this left leg and stop and point where you are comfortable. So we may be at our knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, big toe. Bring the right hand into Prithvi Mudra, ring and thumb connected. And let's reach up and over and circle here. So naturally you may inhale on the rise up and exhale on the bringing of the hand down towards the earth. So 3 times. And then on the 4th, reaching over towards the left foot and holding here for a moment. So you might be able to reach all the way over. If you come forward, what you want to try and do is maintain some openness across the heart. So you're better off leaving lots of space so that your heart is open rather than rounding through your back. You want to feel this extension along the right side. 1 full breath here. And then let's reach up and over to bring the right hand to the earth. Slide that left hand along your leg, giving yourself a little luxurious massage. So now as we move towards the last few poses in our practice, I want you to take this moment as you come down to the earth. We're going to have our knees bent, feet flat on the earth. You can engage your core and then lower by unfurling your spine 1 vertebra at a time, or you can be supported as you come down to the earth. And when you get here, let's bring the heels up towards our feet. We're going to cross our right ankle over our left leg first before we come into Satubandhasana. So we'll do this figure of 4 here. Turn the right knee out. Flex the right foot. Arms can be palms face up. Closing your eyes. And as you lie here, think about all of the ways in which we take from one another. in which we don't practice Asteya. Asteya means stealing and taking. The A sound is the non, means non, not, non-stealing, non-taking. The ways we might take from others, we might gossip and talk about them. We might slander them, damage their reputation. We may not show up on time when we're meeting them. We might criticize them, judge them. We can do that kind of behavior towards individuals or towards groups in our society, where we make judgments about whole groups of people. So we're not doing very much here except contemplating. Keep turning that right knee out, that right foot flexed. One more breath here. And then let's bring that right foot to the earth. I bet you're really enjoying today's practice. I am. I'm finally warm. Let's cross the left ankle onto the right knee. Turn that left knee away from you. Flex the left foot. Figure of 4 here. So you're active through this left hip. You're turning that left knee away from you so you can feel yourself working in this left hip. Your left foot is flexed. So this left leg is energized, it's active, it's engaged, it's in this moment. So contemplating all the ways in which we take from others. We might feel jealousy or envy. Someone else gets a promotion or they have some good news. We may resent people for having more than we do. It may be that we expect other people to do the work for us. Maybe we get them to fix our problems for us. Maybe we expect them to comfort us, prioritizing and centering our feelings when they are also in need of support. We can make everything about us. We can be drama kings and queens. That requires emotional labor by others towards us. They have to be there for us. And perhaps we take more from that friendship or relationship than we give. Let's release this left foot to the earth. Press into your feet. Bring your arms alongside you, palms connected with the earth. Inhaling, begin to tilt your pelvic bowl towards you so that your tailbone peels off the earth, your lower back, your middle back. And then when you're on your upper back, perhaps you shuffle your shoulders in, start and reach underneath and take a clasp, this yoga mudra of your hands, interlacing all your fingers, crossing your thumbs. Keep reaching up with your hips and pelvis. Connect through your feet here. Relax your toes. Avoid gripping with your toes. Have your chin tucked in. One full breath here again. Taking this time to reflect, to notice the breath, to not rush. We've done less poses today than we would normally do. One more breath here in Setu Bandhasan bridge pose. Then release your fingers. And then slowly lower your back, upper back, middle back, lower back. And then your tailbone, your hips and pelvis connect with the earth. Align here for a moment. And then let's move into Aparna Asan, wind relieving pose. So hug in both knees here. Wrap your hands either at the back of your thighs or on your shins. Perhaps you take hold of your wrists or your elbows, depending on how much space your belly allows you to have here. You've not got much space between the belly and thighs. Make sure you give yourself lots of room. You don't want to squeeze in too much so that you feel uncomfortable. Squeeze in enough so that you feel some pressure, but not so much that you are finding this uncomfortable. And then take a full breath out. Breathe into your belly here so you can feel the movement of your belly rising and falling against the thighs. Inhale, bring your eyebrows center up towards your knees. Hold the breath in. On the exhale, release your head to the earth. Open out your arms. Release your legs long down your mat. Coming into Shavasana. Cover yourself with a blanket if you have a blanket available. Perhaps you cover your eyes with your eye pillow if you have one to hand. Have your feet away from each other so you create some space here. Allow your feet to fall out. Arms away from your body, fingers gently curled, shoulders down and away from your ears. Chin ever so gently tucked in so that the back of the neck feels long. We're going to chant here. And we're going to chant Om. But it's going to be a vibrational sound where we break up all of the sounds of Om into their individual syllables. Om is often spelled O-M where we see it. But you may less often see the spelling A-U-M. Aum. Aum. That's the way that we're going to pronounce Om now. Aum. Closing your eyes, let's take your attention to your lower body. Your hips, pelvis, legs, feet. And chant elongating out the sound. So that it stretches all the way to your toes. Now move to the middle of your body, your abdomen, the lower and middle back, and chant Ooh. Maybe you feel it in your chest, your abdomen. Ooh. And now move your awareness to your head. So your throat, your head. And chant the sound. With your lips closed. so you feel a vibration. So we're going to do that one more time. Legs, abdomen and chest, ooh, at the head. And we're going to join those three sounds together. Inhale to prepare. Inhale. Last time, legs, abdomen and chest, head. Bring your hands to your eyebrow center. Dhanyavad. Shanti, 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 yogis. I'm going to invite you to stay here for at least 3 to 5 minutes more. And then when you're ready, curling up, rolling onto your side and taking yourself through the rest of your day and evening. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.